I mean, that does sound interesting.
Okay, and we are live.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Chaos Brigade podcast. We are late because a few things have happened. One person needed to eat, one person needed to,
Need to make stuff to eat.
and the other person was helping out a friend in their guild with Battlegrounds and WoW. Which, thankfully, no one could hear my raging in the last one.
You just rage. You just rage when you game.
If you had heard me rage,
Okay, sigh.
I'm gonna hear. Someone's gonna hear this in a second. Yep, because we are live. Paused it. Keep that up.
Everybody start screaming the N word.
No,
Oh, God.
I need to
Speed run.
delete this.
Speed running getting canceled.
No, and also, Streamlabs will put on Twitter. It will tweet, but it will tweet to Streamlabs and not YouTube. It won't link to YouTube at all. So I'm not gonna lie, I barely saw Killing Slimes for 300 Years. Didn't see Nagatoro this week. I saw half of Spire before I got stuck doing other things. Not really that much caught up this week, to be honest.
Yeah, I've watched
Happens.
I've watched like no anime at all in like the last 2 weeks. I've been so bad about it.
I mean, I spent most. Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I'm the sick one. How am I the one that's still up to date?
because you're sick.
Well, me being sleep deprived most of the last 2 days, I've spent sleeping.
Yeah, I've spent most of my spare time sleeping too.
I'll wake
I
up
too
and do
have slept.
chores, and then I've slept.
I too have slept. It's very curious.
Well, it's this
Mostly because I
way.
never do that.
I've been pretty much staying up for like 24 hours straight before going to sleep for a few hours, waking up or getting woken up. Then going right back to sleep for almost the rest of the entire day, about like an hour or two before anything else I have to do, like yesterday.
Penis.
Yeah, that happened yesterday. Then when I signed on, I immediately got asked, "Hey, do you want to do some rated battlegrounds?" I'm like, "Why not?" Did it. I had misconceptions. I thought he was gonna be late for the beer podcast, so I took that as being late. So I didn't really pay attention to time. And also because of me recording and having Streamlabs up, I don't hear notifications.
Understandable.
Like if someone sends me a message, I'm not gonna hear it. I'll see it after a bit if I'm not being slaughtered. Because the moment they saw my attacks going out as a warlock, they start targeting me.
Oof.
I was just yelling, it's like where the fuck are the diminishing returns for me? Why am I being stun locked? Why am I being silence locked? Why am I being slow locked? Like, what the fuck?
Wise man say, that's rough, buddy.
Yeah, when I use a sort of my abilities on everyone else, it's like, oh hey, yeah, this one's gonna last for 5 seconds, then 1 second did immune. That doesn't work for me. It's like, nah, it's like, yeah, fuck you.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, it was the very last BG, so they were so focused on me that they forgot that there's 9 other members on the team.
Oops.
And that actually cost them the match because they were so focused on me. I'm like practically like a glass cannon where the moment I get my abilities off, you're fucked, but if I'm getting just targeted, I'm fucked. Because Chaos Bolt, I expect everything from my conduits to the PvP talent. My attacks will do about a 10 to a 15k crit. It will take half of the healer's health away. And I'll usually start using my pet to dispel their dots while also waiting to interrupt them and also put a poison on them. Because of my conduit, it puts a poison every time I interrupt. if I interrupt the same target multiple times, it doubles the poison that happens to them.
Oof.
But no, that's not the reason that I got rage over that. But it's PvP. I'm gonna get mad on PvP regardless. That's just part of the game. You're gonna get mad.
Big Sag, bro.
But the part that I mentioned to you earlier, Ray, I was trying to do one fucking dungeon. I had multiple reasons why. It provided trinkets and a ring for my mage because one, I still don't have those upgrades, so this is still an upgrade. Two, I ended up getting booted from 3 different groups after the first boss was killed. For no reason. I was on top of the meters, and it's like, oh, this person needs something. They're gonna take everything from us, boot them. Then a few of the other groups I was in, the entire group leaves after the first or second boss because they didn't get a drop they wanted.
Jesus. So
I spent doing that. Like when I woke up, I spent an hour just to get that one fucking dungeon done. Because my mage isn't that geared, so it can't survive the group quest without being slaughtered. Because mages are squishy. And compared to the warlock, where I had a pet to soak up the damage, I don't have that as a mage. Like, I've got mirror images, but they will die very quickly. And then there was the LFR issue from last night. We had 2 that were linking spoofed achievements. Saying, oh, I'm 10 out of 10 in Mythic. I'm better than you. That's the equivalent of drinking Tide Pods. Considering you're from a server who is under constant watch for sex trafficking.
Good lord, what?
There are 2 RP servers who are under constant watch because of how bad Wormrest Accord and Moonguard. It's actually a very known issue in WoW for those 2 servers. I'm surprised Corey never mentioned that to you, Ray.
Wow.
To be fair, Corey just kind of does his own thing, and most of his guilds are just comprised of, like, really close-knit friends.
Yeah, Moonguard is known because of the sexual RP. There was a lot of other stuff going on in real life involving that.
Look, I love me some good porn, but come on, guys.
It was bad.
Jesus.
I've had to deal with that LFR with other groups from Wormrest, RPing in the middle of raid. I'm just going, are you fucking kidding me? Are you this stupid? Please, just die of the boss so I can just carry you all on my back.
This is why we can't have nice things.
No, it's not. That's why when I see those 2 servers in general at anything, I'm like, this isn't gonna be well.
This is not gonna end well. Whenever they start sexual RPing, I'm in danger.
Because the 2 that were doing it in the LFR were pissing off everyone else. Because I was stuck with the same group of people for almost all of LFR when I queued up. Half of it was stuck dealing with the Demon Hunter and the Druid that kept linking spoofed achievements that had mythic gear, who were probably on their knees sucking dick to get the gear. Because they're both from Moonguard. I guarantee you something sexual was taken care of, so they got the gear.
Things you can say when TOS allows it.
Yeah, that's why it's YouTube, so I can actually say certain words.
When people ask me why I never joined WoW.
Yeah.
To be fair, I actually tend to remove certain chats so I don't have to see anything.
I mean, that's fair and valid. I just don't want to deal with the people.
I don't want to deal with people either, but I have to.
And I mean that thing.
We live in a society.
I mean, if I can deal with it, I think you can.
I'm just saying, and that's saying a lot, considering I'm somebody who's an extrovert. I feed off of being around. So you're fucking up if I don't want to be around you.
I'm the opposite. I'm an introvert.
Yep, 2 out of 3.
So it's just like, wow, you guys are complete and total AIDS.
Log into that WoW server, instantly get cancer. The only place where it's contagious.
Either that or you get a brain aneurysm immediately.
Yeah.
Fair.
Just trust me, it's gonna happen. That's why I avoid those two servers like the plague. It is not. And who? I'm hoping the message I got from Discord is. I'm checking my phone because I'm not leaving full screen. It's always from the same Discord. It's like, oh yeah, I'm live. I honestly don't care.
Oh well.
I'm live. Okay, that's nice.
I would usually care if it wasn't for the fact that their mods treated me like shit. So I really don't care.
I mean, what else is new?
I mean, technically,
I joke,
technically, three of you would be my mods if things grew big enough.
I mean, fair.
But
as if I haven't totally abused Muffin Power.
yeah, the only difference between here and Twitch is that no one's using fucking bots to say, oh, you need more new followers, you need more subscribers, please go here and buy. No.
Click here and get some dick bigger pills.
But speaking of people who got banned, DSP got banned from Twitch.
Oh no.
I thought he was just demonetized.
No, he was also banned. I saw it from Twitter.
Canceled.
Oh, titty sprinkles. I'm just waiting for him to get reinstated because you can't cancel the roach. You can't cancel DSP. He doesn't die.
I had him on the Twitch. I'm actually checking. Nope, he's back.
Nope. I told you can't kill that fucking idiot. In case you find this still, hi.
Thing is, though, is that please, just anyone mentioning his name is you're a detractor all of a sudden or a troll.
Yes, Dark Spadil.
I mean, you saw Gundam's 1 hour video.
Which one? He's done multiple.
The one I linked you that had involved DSP.
Oh, the recent one. I wasn't sure. Look, Phil is petty enough that he will bring up a video from like 3 to 5 years ago and say, that's a detractor.
I know, but the stuff that happened with this was everything Gundam mentioned where he just lies and lies and lies. It's like there's so much footage of what you said that you deserve to be losing all your sponsors. You deserve to be demonetized. You deserve to be banned.
That's really rich coming from the guy who got caught twice jerking off on camera live on Twitch.
Yeah.
Aww.
That's what he's known for pretty much now.
Oh my god.
Between him and then you have the thoughts that get away with everything with their fucking titty and pool streams.
Oh yeah, I forgot we couldn't say that on Twitch either.
Oh
yeah, the hot tubs. Yeah. Yeah. Why the fuck was that a thing?
I don't know. Every single woman is taking credit saying that they came up with it first.
Hot tub streamers, baby. Gotta love it.
It's pretty much just Chatterbait light at this point.
I mean, my girl Mel does more authentic work, and she's a 3D model. LD, anybody?
That's fine.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I was about to say, please don't tell me I'm the only one that remembers.
No, I do remember. My memory might be shit from most things from recent events, but no, there's a few things I do remember.
His brain is fried.
To be fair, that's not saying much at this point. Because when I was going shopping yesterday morning, because I had to pick up the stuff for the chicken, and I also picked up the stuff for the okonomiyaki because all my stuff was out for delivery yesterday. I walked to the store and then walked home. That was between 7 and 8 a.m. So I was already tired from that. I didn't even fall asleep till like almost 10 a.m. Woke up at about 3:30, so I was already sleep deprived. I didn't eat until midnight making soup. So having the beers I had in me was not selling well because there was no food to go with it. So I already have a bad stomach as it is if there's no food in me if I'm drinking. I can usually handle. Well, liquor I can barely stand, to be honest, unless it's a mixed drink.
Same.
But for beer, I can usually handle beer just fine if there's some food in me, which there wasn't, to be honest. I ate at 8 a.m. I had made rest of the one bag of crinkle cut fries, cheese, and gravy. I had that. I'm like, well, 'cause I hadn't eaten other than. I think at most times I've been just eating like once a day, to be honest. Some days I'm just like, I'm not hungry, so I don't really eat.
Yep, that's me basically every day of the week.
Now, if I get hungry, I'll eat, but if I'm not hungry, I just won't.
Yeah, and
I manage.
Yeah.
I tend to have one person who chews me out if I don't eat.
A wife.
Yeah, Satan.
You put a ring on it.
Yeah, but she also agrees that she's Satan, so, I mean... and she's listed as Satan in my phone, too.
I mean...
People said I was wrong for doing it as, like... It's like, she agrees with it. Why don't you ask her? They do, it's like, he's not wrong.
Jeez.
And then they shut their mouths.
No, you.
Of course, speaking of the store, when I was there, I think the ones I worked with had no problem walking up to me or talking. Others looked at me like I was gonna steal. It's like, oh, we should keep an eye on him. He's gonna do something. He's like, I'm just here to get food because I can't get at the other store. I would be there instead of here.
You're always very clearly up to no good.
I mean, you're Walmart. What do you have that's worth stealing?
Besides, you have more shit to worry about. The fact that you can't keep cards under control.
I thought that was Target.
Walmart started putting like spider wire, as I told you, but now they stopped selling Pokemon cards. I think they stopped selling them as well at Walmart as well as Target.
Oh jeez.
Because the only cards you see in stock are Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh god, I forgot about that shitstorm.
Target's refused because of the fight over. This was over sports cards, not Pokemon.
Yeah, not just Pokemon. Like guys are fighting over fucking baseball cards.
Baseball, yeah.
Why?
I don't know, dude. It's so fucking weird.
Like I said, 2020, all it did was just unleash the true nature of every person who already was hiding how they truly were.
Yeah.
And it's just continued through this year. I've kept the same as like, I don't really fucking care what you think of me. I already know who I am.
Like if that's not like peak society, I don't know what is.
Because
no Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, or baseball cards allowed because the dude bros cannot be civil.
The thing is, Yu-Gi-Oh never sold out. I was always able to find Yu-Gi-Oh cards easily. It was the Pokemon cards you couldn't find. They were gone like the same hour they were put out. People were just stalking them.
Yeah, just they tend to treat everything that's part of a war zone as part of a war zone.
And that article I read that involved Target, even all the comments blamed for adding fuel to the fire Logan Paul because he was the one saying there was money in Pokemon. Therefore, everyone started buying more.
Oh my god! Never have I ever like actually wanted to root for Floyd Mayweather in my life, and I'm hoping Floyd just fucks Logan Paul up.
And then you have the fact that his brother Jake is under investigation for in Puerto Rico.
Of course.
Riding vehicles on the beach during turtle hibernation seasoning.
Oh yeah, they think he might have.
And he's playing ignorance that he didn't know anything. Which I'm sorry, but he's been playing ignorance for not doing anything wrong for years. So
yeah, and that's what they tried to play that shit off when they did all that bullshit in Japan.
And that's like,
I mean, at the very least, with Logan, Logan's the one who could claim
You,
Just thinking about this remark about the cards. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, nobody even thought about Pokemon cards for a hot minute.
No, they were still buying them pretty quickly. It's just now you can't find them. It was already an issue to find them. Actually, speaking of which, when I went to Lubbock, when we went to the Barnes and Noble, Magic cards were the only thing in stock. Like there was like a whole 4-way section for Pokemon that was just empty.
of course.
To where most of these businesses are just gonna stop selling them physically and just deal with people who have to spend money on shipping and tax online.
Oh man, so
Pretty much people are gonna create bots and start doing what they do.
Online scalpers are gonna get this the way they've gotten
the graphics cards and processors.
Just about everything. PS5s.
Yep.
All electronic. Yeah, they're gonna ruin that too.
Where it's like I feel like all these businesses,
online shopping is hell.
If it's like a bot, usually you could put enough of a captcha to where you actually have to physically put something in. They usually stop this shit, but they haven't come up with a way to do that yet for some reason, which is stupid.
That involves paying people.
Because if they do something like that, it'd be fine. You're gonna stop the bots, so you just got the people that have to physically make all the effort to do all this. I feel like when they're doing things now, it's like you should be forced to put in codes physically to actually continue your purchase. That will stop all the ones with the bots that are just automatically buying everything like that the moment something goes active.
I mean, all I want is like a couple of cards to, collect from what I've seen of the like really nice full card art from Pokemon and just, string some decks together. I don't have a lot to do during a pandemic.
I mean, I've only been able to find Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Oh yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, all I want are just a couple simple things. That's all.
I did too, and I'm usually told to go fuck yourself half the time by life.
Yeah.
I've given up for the most part. It's like, if I can't find it, I ain't gonna mess with it.
Yeah.
There's no point, because like I said before, they put Spider Wire, and then a week or so later, everything was still gone. And now I just see Magic cards and Yu-Gi-Oh only. All the sports cards were also taken off the shelf.
It was probably the sports. It's probably the sports bros that fucked everything up for everybody.
I mean, I'll be real with you. I'm going to be high key bitter if this somehow affects us putting together the Obelisk and Slifer decks.
No, I have Amazon for that.
Okay, fair. I mean, you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, I do Amazon because usually sometimes they have everything in 3-packs for these decks. They're just buy 3 and make a full deck out of multiple copies. Not that hard on that.
Fair.
And most of the new sets are still in stock in stores, so it hasn't been an issue on that.
Look, with how apeshit people are, and considering you're dealing with like the OG, like had to have it cards of the time. I mean, the Egyptian god cards, like, it wouldn't surprise me if that spilled over into that.
Yeah, but the packs that had like the legendary duelist packs were still in stock. It's just I'm not gonna risk when it's not a guaranteed holo per pack.
Oh, well, yeah, true.
Speaking of cards, there's gonna be a new set in Japan in July that would probably have your attention. It's called Burst of Destiny, and it includes Boral and Rocket support.
Fair enough.
I meant to let you know that a couple days ago, but every time I went to go message, you were already offline, so I'm like, well, I'll just wait.
Yeah, I just get hit with waves of fatigue, and just like, body's like, night, and like, my brain's like, wait. And then I wake up and it's tomorrow.
If that ain't a mood.
Now, you're probably gonna be the only thing you're gonna find in store since Unless someone says there's money in Yu-Gi-Oh, you're fine.
Oh god. Somebody's gonna say it. Somebody's gonna say it.
As long as it ain't one of the shitty Paul brothers, we're fine.
Hashtag stonks.
And I will still maintain and say, really, the real problem is Jake over Logan at this point.
The problem is Logan condones his behavior, so I don't.
I feel like I coming from like a Mexican family. I mean, I know they're not Mexican, but you know, a lot of times I've seen with family when you have like siblings, it's like I feel like there's a lot of familiar pressure to back your sibling, no matter how shitty they are.
No.
And I'm not just,
no.
And I'm not just saying like just like, you know, from your own obligation as a brother or sister or whatever, but I mean as well as like you know, family members actually pressuring you.
Yeah, now tell them fuck off.
Yeah, too.
Problem is, I think with a high profile,
two scum family members supporting each other are still scumbags.
I'm just saying, I think it's a little bit more complicated than people might give it credit for. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I don't know.
Nobody knows what the family's like when the cameras are off and whatnot, so it's hard to really say for sure. The only ones I've truly condemned are the Kardashians.
Oh my god!
I mean, I
condemned them
from the beginning.
Themselves.
I condemned them from the beginning. They can all go fuck
themselves. None of them are good people.
You don't want to keep up with the Kardashians.
And I don't know what her name is now as the first name, but the Jenner one included. I mean, you got away with fucking murder. Fuck you.
Yeah. But that's where I don't trust any. The thing is, as soon as most people get any sort of form of fame or whatnot, they just. Again, I feel like their true personality comes out. And they just abandon the ones who helped them to get there and just become scumbags.
Abandon all dignity.
And I've seen it more than my share of that, so.
Fair.
And we have one who thinks they're hot shit with everything going on to where they abandon us immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about exactly who I think you're talking about, right?
Pretty obvious, so.
Funny thing is, like, I reinstalled Pokemon Go for shits and giggles just to see what was going on since it's been, like, several months for me.
I haven't signed anything.
I've got a random raid invite from her, and it's just like, ew, no.
What?
I haven't signed.
I don't know. I don't think they realize that that's.
Yeah.
Because it's not a name I usually use.
No, you change your name to like everything. I use the same name for everything. Because on a yearly basis, you change your name in not Discord. Actually, Discord, you've changed your name on a few occasions.
Yeah, that's just to match somebody else.
And let's see. I'm currently checking in case I was removed from here as well. Sam never told me, but I honestly didn't really care too much.
About what now?
Pokemon Go, if she had removed us from that.
Oh, yeah. I guess I should look at that too. That's gonna be funny.
Still has me on.
That means
I genuinely don't think
that means I'll probably be on there too.
I just think that genuinely they didn't realize that was me. Because again, I made that one back in like my peak Danganronpa days. So I mean,
her alt accounts are still have me as well. Actually, only one of her alt accounts. The other one removed me.
I mean, I'm not one to really shade somebody, but you know, I'm gonna shade somebody, but
I'm not gonna.
how fucking bored do you have to be to play Pokemon Go that fucking much that you have multiple accounts?
That intensely at this point in the game too. Yeah, like we're
Like,
she's about as obsessed with
Practically.
Pokemon Go as Marshall with Genshin.
Oh yeah.
As
well, yeah, but I mean,
Ray with certain gacha games.
yeah, but here's the thing. I keep it to one account. It sounds like this person had like 4 or 5 different accounts for Pokemon Go. Like, how bored do you have to be?
Or how desperate to get things done.
Have to be?
Or desperate to get the raids done.
Yeah, but I mean,
when you're chasing clout on Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I mean, like, would I like to do some of the raids? Yeah, but I'm not gonna start bugging my friends to play an irrelevant ass game. Sorry, Niantic, it's an irrelevant ass game.
It's it had its moment of fame, and that moment has very.
I mean, yeah, it came back after a certain point, but then they fucked everything right back up again to where it's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, interest wane, and
I sooner got back to playing one of my longtime rhythm games before I started playing Pokemon Go again. And I'm not even playing Pokemon Go. I just logged in to say, oh look, there's a Swablu event. I can evolve it. Cool, I evolved it. I'm done.
Let's see.
And that's when I got the invite for fucking you know who, and it's just like, hi, it's you. Ew, don't contact me.
Well, I'm at least gonna open my gift.
You have like digital leprosy.
I'm gonna open my gift and then cut it loose. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, I send gifts to people, and then it's just kind of like, and I'm done. I'm good. Even if there wasn't a pandemic going on.
Yeah, it's like, how come she didn't remove us from everything? Because she removed from Steam.
Friendship ended with Pokemon Go. Now Genshin is my best friend.
Because if I open up Steam, which I haven't done actually today. Yeah, because Raven had bought the expansion for Destiny because it was on sale. Which currently that's what she's doing right now, but she's away. She's just in orbit. But she wouldn't have just said no to this. She would have quit the game out immediately. She probably just left everything signed in and just left.
I don't.
Like half of my friends, some of which I'm still confused on why I even kept on here.
On Go or something else?
Steam.
So.
Like some of the ones I kept on here because they were from the prop hunt days. So I figure eventually it will something will come up for it. They've mostly moved on, but oh, that's nice.
What's up?
Connection was interrupted to the stream. Stream restarted.
Oh no.
So are we still going? Like, people can still see us?
It just restarted up because I'm going, what the hell did that beeping sound come from?
There's YouTube cursing at you. Hey, fucker.
It's either YouTube or it's Streamlabs, or it could be the connection issues because of the storm.
Yeah.
Because I hear the thunder.
It's just been cloudy here for the last couple hours, but it was storming like hell here at about 2 or 3 o'clock.
Yeah, we have.
Looks like you got a storm moving your way. I've got the weather thing up right now.
Yeah, I see it right as well. You know, it says it's supposed to end in about 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah. That's weird. So the storms are moving through my area earlier today were moving northeasterly, but the storms that are by your place and along the Red River, they're moving very slowly to the east southeast.
Yeah. But there's one that formed right by Amarillo that it's gonna go past us if I can hit here. It's already started disappearing.
It
could always build back up, but because it's just predicting.
Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be very it's gonna be very rainy weather for the next week, for the next 5 days at least around here.
Yeah. Like I said, it started raining this morning to where it's like I live the outside casting. They again, I told you before the stream, she bolted across the street after hearing the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
I think
my cat's not terribly fond of thunder either.
No, it's the rain that they're not fond of. So as soon as they'd heard the door, bolted across, and just went and came inside immediately. The Charlie, she really bolted through the male tabby to get inside. Like, she pushed him aside to get in. She's like, out of my way. But not very fond of because I'm pretty sure it's just the weather, or it could be a YouTube thing. YouTube has fucked up before.
Yeah.
True.
So I'm trying to, why is there a ding? Because it said stream interrupted, stream disconnected.
That most reliable platform.
Well, it said it on Twitch on occasion too. So it's hard to tell half the time with what's going on, and I'm not really fond of when that happens.
Fair. But I want you to admit though that who sometimes will just low key sneak in and watch just to see if anybody's talking shit.
Well, she unsubscribed from me on YouTube, so it's hard to tell.
Well, it's not like that matters, considering she never supported you to begin with.
No, she didn't support my decision to do this.
Like out of all of us, including Raven, who is new to the group, it's like, ooh, you are the only person who is not supportive. I don't like that. Your vibes are rancid to me.
Only chill vibes allowed.
And the thing is, like, because it wasn't something that she liked, it's like, oh, I'm gonna support this. I don't like professional cosplayers to begin with, but I didn't shit on your decision for all that decision.
Jesus.
Like, I didn't shit on you. It's like, I supported whatever any of my friends chose to do within reason, as long as it wasn't illegal.
It's great she has a passion.
Dude, wiggle stuff's the best stuff.
Well, I'm pretty sure you don't want to be, I think it's just more of ego than passion.
Well, I mean, I won't argue that point, but, just for the sake of fairness and not just completely trashing a person, at least from my end,
I don't really care.
It's just one of those things that it's like, it's great you have a passion, but it's just like, there are times where just like, it felt like she just had to make the entire conversation about herself if she wasn't talking shit about somebody else to their face.
Yeah, because Amisi, because she's one of the reasons why Amisi stopped appearing in the podcast months ago.
Oh shit! Here, I thought maybe it was. Well, I knew it was health partially.
Health, but she was another one.
I was always a little worried that maybe it was just because she didn't know me as well, so it's just like maybe it was a me thing.
Because she wasn't also very happy with what interfering with my marriage.
Oh, I can't imagine that she took that very well.
Because she said that Ruby has the probability, has the ability to be a good person, but needs to get off the drama bullshit.
She's completely hooked on drama. Like, I don't care what the fuck she says.
Because she said, I figure it was something with Ruby when you mentioned, because I mentioned that I'm probably not going to be cosplaying Chrome. I'm just going to stick with Naofumi.
Well, yeah, that's because you've lost your passion for Ruby, like a lot of people have.
Like, unless the cosplay is requested, I'm not going to wear certain ones in the house. For the conventions.
Which is fine and fair.
And she said, to be honest, she was part of the reason I felt uncomfortable on the podcast, but I didn't want to hurt you by saying it with everything that happened when you left Walmart. So she was already rubbing Amici the wrong way to begin with.
So what I'm getting at is that
She's
Raven
a horrible
took,
person.
not Raven, this individual, I should say, not Raven, but this
Not
individual
Raven,
that
no.
we're talking about, got that bitter over you not really vibing with Crow anymore, and took that personally.
Probably. Between
That's what this shit's about?
No, she's one of those where if you don't agree with everything she says, she gets mad about it and tries to prove you wrong.
Yeah.
She didn't like that kind of thing going on.
I mean, I hate to say it. No, I don't. But I have to pretend to be a good person on this.
No, you don't.
I mean, right. Ruby was somebody who just seemed like they had their head up their ass to such a pretentious level that they reminded me a lot of my dad, where she's like, everything has to fit my worldview neatly. There is no other equation that gets to the answer that I seem to deem fit and correct, even though there's a multitude of ways to arrive at said answer at a less complicated manner too. And it's just kind of like, lady, just shut the fuck up. I don't buy your bullshit about being an empath who can feel people's feelings. Like, horse shit. If you did, you wouldn't say half the shit you'd say on stream.
Not just that, but you'd also be able to tell actually what I'm feeling and thinking, because my webcam is always on.
Like, I'm not gonna hide it anymore. Like, especially if you is low-key listening. It's like, yeah, you're kind of a cunt.
Kind of? No, full on. But the reason why I'm going just now for me is because I have to deal with her at any sort of photo shoots at the convention. Don't have to deal with any of that. It's like, you know, eventually Misi plans to, if they show her in season 2 for this year, she plans on eventually trying to make a Sedina cosplay.
Nice.
Because she definitely has that personality.
And fair is fair. I'm just getting on this person's case because for months on end they annoyed me, and I kept it to myself because it's like, okay, they're my friend's friend. I'm not gonna go there until they give me a reason to. And hey, guess what? Hey, bitch, you gave me a reason. Fuck you.
He gave you a reason to go there.
It didn't take much. Once after finding out what was going on.
Look, I have a very low bar when it comes to, dealing with people. Like, I'm a very simplistic person, I should say, and like, do what you gotta do. I mean, if you make mistakes, you make mistakes. If I warn you and you don't listen, you don't listen. That's on you. But when you start fucking with my friends, it's kind of like, I see you, bitch. You're not as nice as you say you are.
Well, not just that, but when she started her transition, we're the ones who supported her the most in that decision and tried to be there. Especially with the whole issue with her parents. Because now, if she gets booted out of the house, she has no one to lend a hand or give a word out.
Yeah, and
she better hopes that
I feel bad about that because I've known people like that.
I mean, Raven's in a similar thing, but you never know what's gonna happen. Not as bad, but not.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean.
And I mean, it's like, it's one of those things that, I felt bad about, and, it was unfortunate. I mean, and I'll still say, not even saving face, I would say it's still unfortunate that you're in that position, Ruby, because you probably are going to be listening to this at some point, because you're going to get the feeling that somebody's talking shit at you, and it's me again.
And she's using her empath abilities to detect that we're talking shit.
And, I know your parents are going to possibly kick you out because of what you've revealed to them, or was revealed to them rather. And in a different point, I might say that's sad. And from a societal standpoint, that is sad. From a personal standpoint, you know what I have to say? Good.
Yeah. Like, I have... Yeah. The good news is it's still showing the YouTube link for this one, so it shows overall from 44 minutes, so we're good on YouTube. It's just Streamlabs and kind of just disconnected and restarted.
Yeah.
Mm.
Buffering in real life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, because it shows it from 45 minutes. So we're good on YouTube's end. It was just a Streamlabs thing.
You've never experienced true struggle until you remember buffering.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh man.
Most people don't realize that hell from so long ago.
Buffering is just boomer speed for really bad ping.
Yeah. Like for those who like a was it DSL connection?
DSL, man. I had DSL up until like 2012, dude.
Oh, that takes me back.
Because the company that well, there's 3 companies in town for internet. You have Sudden Suck, AT and shit, and you have Santa Rosa.
Hey, my mobile provider.
Santa Rosa is the one that provides the fiber optic. And also the most reliable connection to where unless something happens in an overall outage, which they will let you know, because they will actually respond to your questions without just throwing you through a loop. Because I've never had an issue. Like, ever so often, yeah, we have to reset the router, but they said that will happen on occasion. That's fine. It's normal.
Yep.
But we've only ever had to replace one, and that was after a big ass storm.
Have you ever tried plugging it in, unplugging it?
Oh, I ran into that with AT&T, and it's like, you know, normally I would say no, but it's also directly hardlined into my computer right now. Would you like me to have another device and record this while having you on speakerphone to show how much of a jackass and idiot you are? I need a replacement. I need it now. Even the tech that they would send a week later would say, why didn't they just... And it's like, well, why didn't they just send you a new device? Because they're so idiotic, they said that they actually had to have you here to assure that we weren't lying and that we didn't know what we were talking about. Tech just shook their head. Wasn't shocked. Fixed one of the restrictions that they'd originally placed on the first one. Because they had cut off the upload speed by about 80% to save themselves money while fucking us over, trying to get us to pay for something bigger. Because yeah, AT&T will do that.
Oh,
but
yeah,
this is the reason why they're in so much fucking debt too.
Totally not shady.
Well, I mean, they're $180 billion in debt.
Good.
There's a difference between shading a company and shading an individual.
Well, and here's the thing for Sudden Suck. One day when Sam was, I think she was either paying a bill or returning everything in, because that was when we switched, I think, from there to AT&T in their first year. Which was fine in the first year, but as soon as that year ended, when the price then increased, is when everything went to hell.
Yep. Sounds about right.
So after that, during that same day she was turning it in, the phone was just ringing. The person refused to answer any phone calls at the building. Or suddenly.
Hey.
That's pretty much how their service was. I think the only time I had decent service was in Sweetwater. And that is until you had to return their stuff, in which case they threw a fit. I'm like, well, I can just throw this into a dumpster instead. And then make you pick it up out of the dumpster yourself. Because I had no problem just pissing them off. Like, what are you gonna do? I'm already switching services. Should I just start recording to make you seem more stupid than you actually are? It's not gonna take very much.
Everybody always loves acting up for a camera too.
Yeah, I think I saw one video where it was like a Karen grandma, personally tripped a kid, took their skateboard,
Wow.
started walking off, threatened to call the cops. Every time the kid tried to grab the skateboard back, trying to be polite, while grandma then kept trying to scream about surgery, pain issues. But the karma at the very end, when she threw the skateboard into the dumpster, she threw her purse with it.
Huh.
And it demanded the kid get her purse. Was like, no, I'm getting my skateboard. I'm getting out of here. You can go fuck off.
Good. That's good justice.
Fucking Karens everywhere, just because they don't get their way.
Shit.
And again, halftime they're usually Republicans or Trump supporters.
Yeah, the Venn diagram is very close to a circle.
Yeah.
I mean, you have one of the Republicans claiming she's the victim of Democrat bullying. The conspiracy theory crack job.
Yeah.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, even though she's
And there's enough video footage to show just how much of a crackpot she is.
Yeah, filmed herself like actively bullying a mass shooting survivor who was still a minor at the time.
And while I'm not fond of any politician in general, I'm not.
Yeah.
But when you're taunting someone through a door, when the video footage from 2019 came out with that, it's like, you're deeply unwell, please get some professional help. I love that was said about her.
I can say the same about a certain individual we know, but I mean...
Claiming that she goes to a therapist, I am actually doubting that, too.
I mean, I'd believe it, I just think that she's so opinionated that she wouldn't take the advice of a professional.
She didn't take advice from me for 3 years, so...
I know she's probably gonna talk in her little circles, like, oh, they're talking about me. It's because I'm this and I'm that.
Because one of her ex-friends,
that's why.
it's one of her ex-friends that had roomed with her at Anime Fest that year. The same Anime Fest that Sam and her mom went to the wrong hotel.
Yeah, that was classic.
Was this 2018 or 19?
18.
Yeah, 18.
It was 18.
I knew it was a while back, but I wasn't sure how a while back.
It was 2018. And she went to the wrong hotel. But no, as for her ex-friends, when they were rooming together, I was mentioning everything that was going wrong to begin with, and I was being ignored, and even a year later, it's like, why are you still associated if they're a problem, like I said? It's like you just enjoy the punishment. It's like I'm talking to a brick wall, you aren't listening to anything I'm saying.
You might get more input from the brick wall.
Well, the problem is that the brick wall wants to tell you that you're wrong and you need to do things their way. That's my experience with her. Not that she would ever talk to me outside of DMing me pictures of cosplays. It's just like, that's great!
Oh.
That's great! Cool! I actually genuinely don't give a fuck. Why are you sending me this? Yes, that's a nice dress, but I really don't give a damn.
I'm just reading this article. She's just claiming bullying so fucking much that fucking crackpot. She even looks like a Karen.
I like how they claim to be the victim of bullying when like being a bully is part of the manga platform.
I was gonna say also how they screech cancel culture but have no problem doing it themselves.
Oh yeah, canceling Liz Cheney
Yeah,
for speaking out against the big lie.
yeah. Which I support her for actually doing that. I still don't like her or any politician, but
Yeah,
speaking the truth.
her voting atrocious, but at least she's willing to stick to the truth there.
She was one of the ones who wanted to impeach Trump.
Yeah, one of the few Republicans that still actually believes in actual American democracy.
Her, Mitt Romney.
Yet again, a very contentious person, but at least somewhat honorably contentious person.
Well, he had no problem publicly condemning Cruz and Hawley. So, Senator Cancun.
Yeah, Cancun Cruz, baby. I wonder if he's I wonder what trip he's got scheduled for this week. Now that we're gonna have flooding, now that we're gonna have flooding rains.
Yeah, no
I'm gonna
kidding.
go on a coke banger and go to Cuba.
Oh well, oh yeah, his ancestral home.
He's got to pick up some cigars.
Yeah.
But I also love.
I mean, to his credit, though, at the very least, I've heard Cuban cigars are actually really good.
They're really good, but Dominicans are better.
What? No, I don't smoke, so I mean, I've only been told through secondhand.
Yeah.
Well, the only time that he's ever smoked was usually their yearly tradition, which hasn't happened in the last few years. It's been at the saucer.
Yeah, I used to smoke cigars with my actual cigar snob pals for just after the clock strikes midnight for New Year's.
Fair.
Did that prior to I've been at 2020 because or no, 2020 was my first New Year's at New Year's that I spent in the saucer. So
Which, yeah, because I spent this past New Year's with you there.
yeah, not a bad way to spend the night.
No, it was a good night. It was nice and chill there the entire time.
Yeah, I miss the days when they would stay open till 2 a.m. on New Year's Day.
Well, with the pandemic, they couldn't really do anything.
No, so that was just before the mandates and whatnot got lifted around here.
But to finish off this whole politician topic, I think it's funny when it comes to spending. It's fine if it's the Republicans spending, but anything that the Democrats spend, it's immediately socialism.
Yeah, and it's immediately, we gotta worry about the budget. Gotta worry about the budget. Gotta worry about the.
I mean,
but they had no problem.
Indeed that you need to worry about, but it's not like either party has their hands particularly clean.
But here's what people seem to have forgotten. During the pandemic, when the stock market was going down, they had no problem secretly shoving $2 trillion, which did nothing, into that.
Where'd that all go?
And it's like, that didn't seem to fucking do anything. It's like, so that's fine for spending compared to the actual people in the U.S. But Biden chooses to spend money on a plan to fix everything, supposedly fix everything. And it's immediately socialism.
The national infrastructure plan. Because at this point, investing in roads is socialism.
Like, it was just roads,
trains.
It was roads, trains, broader access to internet across the areas that don't have up-to-date connections, and more access.
And I'm not even going to take that away from the guy. I'm just saying my only gripe is when it's when people that are really hard up on politics are just like, this man can do no wrong, and then they start to deify they start to deify the fucking politicians, and it's just like, oh my god, you people are disgusting. I hate you all. Because I saw a lot of that with Obama, and I saw a lot of that with Trump, and it's just like, I want to vomit. Projectile vomit.
Yeah.
Like, these aren't heroes. These aren't saints. These are people elected under the taxes that you pay. You're basically singing the praises of your, not even your boss. You're the boss. But no, go ahead, put a little Burger King crown Pope hat on them and pretend they're the Pope. I don't care anymore. Because that's all people do anymore.
And that same
Like, the last time we had a good president was like a long time ago.
Yeah. Definitely long before the internet was a thing.
Hell, for all of the trouble that he caused, Richard Nixon was a damn fine president for opening relations with China.
Yeah, and then
That's probably about it.
yeah, and then things went real sour for him.
Yeah, but that was also a lot of people, like, to a certain point in his party, throwing him under the bus so that they didn't get caught in the fire.
That's about par for the course, though.
Back when a party realized, oh wait, hey, this having a toxic guy as a figurehead of our party might not be a good model.
Yeah, now it's like the opposite.
Now they're just like, yes, we need toxic.
Oh, and that same Republican crackpot is under investigation in Georgia for allegedly filing two tax exemptions for two separate homes in different counties in Georgia.
Yep, filing two different homestead exemptions. You can't do that.
Nope.
Cannot do that. I used to work in Texas, so I can actually very firmly say that.
I like one of the tweets. An investigation found that GOP darling absolute bigot Marjorie Taylor Greene and her husband have two active homestead exemptions in violation of Georgia law, aka she is not doing her taxes legitimately.
Who would have thunk it?
Oh, who would have thought that a politician doesn't do their taxes honestly?
Yeah, I mean, look at Trump. He was fighting against this for so long. Yet, it's just every time someone says, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this," and as soon as it comes to it, it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I never said anything.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, that's some dirty business that honestly I would say both sides of the aisle partake in. Let's be honest, the rich are the rich for a reason.
Yep.
Yeah, with all the loopholes they find.
I mean, look no further than fucking oh god, fucking ran for president. What is her name?
Hillary?
No, not that one. The other one.
The other Elizabeth.
The other old white lady.
Elizabeth Warren?
That one. You can't tell me that the Warrens aren't doing some shifty stuff with their taxes. You can't tell me they're not.
Probably.
Oh, they probably all are. Although it is shocking that, in my opinion, also they have no problem with raising taxes for all the corporations too.
They should raise the taxes for the corporations.
I feel like corporations, with how much money that they loophole through, I feel like theirs should be at least in the 60s to 70% range.
Yeah. But think of the poor, starving corporations who can't live in their.
Think of the poor. Think of the poor billion-dollar conglomerations
in their Section 8 houses.
Yeah. Think of the poor corporations.
Yeah, now they can't buy their 15th yacht.
Now they can't have actually like evade paying national taxes by having an offshore account in Trinidad and Tobago.
Look, you have to understand, they need the money to feed their poor, starving subsidiaries.
And here's the funny thing: they'll take it out on the employees instead. Actually, no, because every time something changes that would cause them to have to do something.
If you donate 8% of your tax today, you too can feed a starving corporation.
Feed the corporation.
I just want to see
corporate. I want to see like a really like disheveled CEO like shivering on the side of the street with really sad rendition of it. So
With just like panning in on just like how he didn't quite make his profit margin for this quarter.
this starving CEO did not get his golden parachute for the month. For just a meager donation of $19,000 a month, you too can help out the starving CEO.
Well, that's the shit they've been doing for a while. Like, their range of what to actually for anyone to even get a bonus, it's like, let's say on a daily sale you make you make 100,000 in a day. They want a hell of a. They want, like, let's see. This is over the course of 3 months per quarter. They want to see like anywhere between 30 to 50 to 100 million every 3 months from every store, just to even get a decent bonus. And this is only for the employees. The salary get a guaranteed bonus equal to between 25% to 50% of their salary each year, and store managers up to 100% of their salary.
Oh yeah.
And store managers start up with a salary of about 100K.
Jeez.
That's why when I mentioned the issues with one of the previous store managers at the store, where he was cutting corners on everything that needed to be fixed, was so he could get himself a big bonus and leave.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Because Garden Center didn't have a sprinkler system for the inside for the plants inside. That was busted and he refused to fix it. The store had no hot water except for the deli. So bathrooms had no hot water, produce had no hot water to use for cleaning. Like when you had to clean underneath the coolers where all the fans are. You couldn't accurately clean it because there was no hot water. Until the pandemic that forced them to do all of this, there was no hot water anywhere. The deli was the only spot that they worried out because of legal reasons.
Oh jeez.
Because without hot water, you can't clean all the stuff that the raw meat and bread dough was in. I know that because I've seen what they've had to clean with all the grease traps. I've seen a lot.
I bet.
Because when I was there yesterday, I had a couple saying, "Oh, it's so nice to see you." Oh yeah, I bet. I've been hearing that a lot lately, though, for some reason. I wonder why.
Curious.
Like, the only ones that actually would even come up to talk to me would be the ones I worked with. That's about it. Everyone else pretty much just avoids me like the plague or treats me like they want to kill me. Given it's Walmart, it's not a shock because if they could get a tax break from murder, they would be doing that
actively. I'd say we're probably like 2 or 3 years away from that. Maybe.
Because you had you had all the women who were sexist against males, and then you had the male managers who were sexist against females, like the store manager was. Because here's an example. This was around about a month before I said fuck it. I was working most of my days were spent in the afternoons, 2 to 11. And they'd hired a pregnant woman.
Oh boy.
Instead of making it to where she wouldn't have issues, because I understand everyone has to work. And she was willing to work, although she had her issues. I think she just didn't like dealing with people.
Which individual are we talking about now? I had to mute for a moment because my mom was talking to me.
This was with the pregnant woman that was at the store.
Oh, this one. The one with the bad attitude.
There was a few over the years with one. I could tell you a few stories. There was one who claimed she was pregnant for almost 2 years to try to get away from working. And I told the management, she's not pregnant. She's just a lazy fat fuck. I said it in those exact words.
I am just never going to open my legs.
It's like she just doesn't want to work. She's not pregnant because she's been saying this for 2 years. So either she's gonna pop the baby right now, or she's just lazy. Just get rid of her, fire her. And they did.
I swear it'll be in the next fiscal quarter. I promise. I'm sure it's due any time now.
Well, also the thing is that every single person from my side of the store said the same exact thing around the same time. So it didn't help her case. Because they're all just saying, we're just gonna just leave and let you deal with this with her then.
Okay.
So they got rid of her because using her pregnancy as an excuse for everything, which she wasn't pregnant. She was just a lazy fat fuck.
Sorry, I diagnosed you with terminally pregnant.
The other one who was pregnant a month before release, yeah, she did have a bad attitude, I will say that. But also, she'd only go to me when she had a question because every other person she asked would just cast her aside. I was the only person who could explain clearly enough what to do.
I know who you're talking about.
Because I would always send someone to help her because of the lifting issue. And I would get yelled at for it by the store manager because I mentioned you do realize she's pregnant and you're having her downstack all these pallets, and some of those cases are about 40 to 50 pounds of glass. It's not safe. Same with the milk. The milk is heavy as fuck.
This person.
I
remember this person now.
And he said, "Oh, we can't treat one differently, so she's just gonna have to do it." It's like, and if she loses her baby, what are you gonna do about that? How are you gonna take responsibility? And he just walked off.
Yep.
Pissed off and walked off because he wasn't fond of me to begin with. Because he kept trying to get me to find some way to scam me to leave the store, put me in more fucking debt. And this was around when they wanted to get rid of assistant managers. I'm like, I know what the fuck's gonna happen. I was like, I have over $50,000 in debt. Is Walmart gonna pay the full debt off? Is it? Are you? If the answer is no, I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna stay right here. When you're offered to pay everything, because I'm not gonna drop everything at the dumb of a hat to be in more debt, then let me know. Because
some people, I swear.
Yeah, and this was again the same store manager who just recently traded stores with the one that the store now has, who was trying to figure out why stuff's not being done quickly enough and fresh. It's like you have at most 2 people being scheduled, and people aren't allowed to leave produce until it's done. The reason why meat was done was because if I was there in the morning, I would take care of it myself while leaving them in produce, and then go to help them once I finished. Because I had everything down to a system. I had everything down to just pure muscle memory. Also, I could also memorize what was on the sales floor when I got there. I was like, okay, I already know what I need. Put this out, be done. Cap this, be done. Stock this, be done. Fix these numbers and be done.
Yeah, but you're also one of the only people who actually did their job over there.
That is also true. If you compare to supervisors, I'm excluding my mother-in-law in this, because I'm not gonna show favorites, but because she busted her ass probably more than anyone else that's currently there now.
Let's be honest. I mean, I can't. I'm really bad with names. I'm sorry, but the guy who worked for the prison.
Kevin.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, he actually couldn't eventually blame me because he saw how I was being treated overall.
Oh yeah, I mean it was atrocious.
Because I was the one constantly being targeted with all these expectations. And everyone had this, you're a guy, you need to be able to do all of this. We're gonna call the work for the females in the store, but you have to do all of their work instead. Well, I was being paid between $3 to $6 an hour less than them.
Oh boy!
It's like you got these. You're being paid as much to have these areas. If you're gonna keep dumping all this in, I can get paid more for this. Because otherwise, I was just gonna do what I could get done, and that was gonna be it.
fair.
And I think one day I was just going to step down from the position, but no one let me get a single word in. They probably knew I was just going to say, I was going to step down and say, you know what, you figure this out.
Well, I mean, it's not like you owe your life to Walmart or something.
That's what they don't understand.
Well, also, here's the thing. The department looks like shit. Half of the lights, half of the lights on the meat wall don't even work anymore.
Like, I remember when I was visiting in Texas, and I remember your mom being furious over the state of your workplace while you were on vacation.
Yeah, because they only had one person working in the morning and refused to put anyone over there to help. Yet whenever something goes on with the rest of the store, everyone from my side gets pulled to help them. But the fresh gets pretty much treated like the red-headed bastard child of the store.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how it had been for years. And it's always, oh, you're a guy, you can do all of this.
Well,
and it's like, well, I mean, if that's the case, then with the cleaning, it's like, oh, you're a woman, so you can clean all this then, right? You don't need me. That actually pissed one person off one day when I said that. It's like, if I'm a guy and I have to do all the lifting, then you're a woman, you can do the cleaning. Two can play this game. Do not play this game with me.
Yeah.
Because my expectations for my my whole group was you're all gonna do the same work. No one, if I assign you to something, you're gonna do that. I kept everything as a tight ship. I get complaints every so often because others would butt their nose into our business, and I would usually set them off on their own way. But now it's more of, there is nothing but chaos. I was even told that by a couple, and I don't think a lot of them realize I get told what's going on in that store by at least half a dozen people that tell me.
I'd believe it.
And some of them have even said, if Mark was here, this wouldn't be happening. If Mark was here, this wouldn't be an issue. If Mark was here, everything would look perfect.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you're the only one who had really enough pride to keep his workstation in proper order.
Well, it was both pride and passion. Here's the thing, I didn't hate the physical aspect of my job. I hated all the unrealistic expectations.
Here's the thing. Despite how people might see you, because they might just see, like, just another
disgruntled employee.
Overweight, disgruntled employee, but the fact is, like, you don't fit the heavy-set person stereotype where, like, you're lazy, you don't like to do physical activity. It's nothing like that.
No, you saw that firsthand even when you were here.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, even I was surprised at how eager you were to, like, brave the dry heat and make our way over to the swim pool. Not because I don't think you can exercise or anything, but just you don't seem like a person who would want to brave the heat, because that's some bullshit heat sometimes.
Well, I'm not a fan of the heat.
Texas heat do be some shit.
I'm not fond of it, but when it comes to, like, doing activities, I've always been okay with it. I've never had an issue with physical activities. It's like, it's more of, am I gonna have fun, or is it just gonna be a boring ass chore that's just for someone else's benefits, just gonna piss me off?
True, and I mean, also, I think you'd be a lot more active if you didn't live in, well, all due respect, kind of a podunk town.
You're not wrong, actually, about that. As I was actually more active in New Jersey, because I would always have a bike riding everywhere, and I didn't have to, actually, ironically, I didn't have to worry about getting run over, because there was an actual sidewalk for a fucking bike. You didn't have to worry about getting run over, like here.
Yeah, and the thing with that is like, if you had something even basic, like, my town, like, even though we don't have the best in terms of, like, painted, like, bike lanes and whatnot. I mean, I bet you anything, like, if you had a town like Stockton, like, just kind of, like, layered over Sims style over your town, you'd probably be a lot more active and probably even drop a lot of weight considering how much you used to bike in Jersey.
Yeah, because I biked a
That shit,
lot. And
because that shit
also,
would make you drop some serious weight when you get really down into it.
well, the thing is, my weight kind of stayed the same in Jersey. In fact, for some reason, I was still gaining weight,
It's that good deli
regardless of
food,
how
though.
active I was.
It's that good deli food. I bet you anything.
I didn't eat as much is the thing. In fact, I
Oh,
ate
yeah,
less
that's
then
true.
as I do now.
Hmm.
It's just I was always
Like
active because when I was in gym, because compared to Texas version of PE in gym, where it's
Oh,
just an embarrassing fucking thing. 2 out of the 3 days of the week here was spent in the weight room.
huh.
So I always work on I never skipped leg day.
The meme.
Uh Between that, treadmill, and just lifting, as I was always active. And honestly, even for someone of my weight, I was actually somehow better than half of the athletes that the school had. Even then, they would try to force me into sports. I'm like, not interested. I
That's a
was.
lot.
That's,
funny thing.
go ahead.
Fun. I was gonna say, funny thing about that is like, sports in of themselves aren't bad. Like, there are plenty of
Can't confirm.
there's plenty of fun. There's plenty of fun to be had in sports. It's just the way that they're overemphasized at times, especially in college, is just kind of
High school,
off-putting.
The way that the schools did it is what maybe not. Now, when it came to just having fun with friends, I had no problem. It's how schools went about everything. It's more of, no, I don't need that pressure in my life. I have enough
like-
pressure with my own family. I don't need more.
Like, you might not believe it with my short ass, but I used to be really good at basketball.
Yeah.
I was one of those who was throughout.
Hell, I loved it.
I would say throughout until I moved to Texas, because of the group of I would usually hang out with. I was actually decent at football. Usually, I would be running over everyone in my way
Exactly.
because, I was always pretty much focused on my speed as well. Usually, I would just blow everyone over and then just catch the ball.
I didn't do football for that reason. Like, even if I bulked up, like, no fucking way, dude. No fucking way. There's such thing as punching above your weight class. Football for me is punching above my weight class.
I was fine, and basketball, I was like, I can make shots in basketball back then.
Yeah, the thing
But-
with basketball is, like, if you're like me, you at
Okay,
least have agility on your side.
I can't play basketball for shit.
See, for me, I can shoot, but when it came to actually doing anything else, no.
You're like Shaq, where, like, he could not make free throws to save his life.
No, I could make. Usually, I was pretty good with how I.
Well, I was just saying, like, in terms of, like, having a very obvious weak point.
Mine was an obvious weak point. I improved somewhat over time, but it didn't help my reaction speed when it came to that. Like, my eyes would see it, but my body wouldn't react fast enough to everything going on. So that was always an issue. But again, it was fun just with friends because it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
There wasn't pressure to just be perfect, and that's how schools want you to be. Like, be perfect.
That's not how it works.
Playing ranked
Yeah.
instead of casual.
I mean, I think that's partially what baffled some of the people in my school, both peers and, like, you know, the staff, was just like, you know, I'm not going to claim was some megastar destined for the NBA or something, but, you know, I was good enough and I had fun. But one of the things I loved to do during lunch was play with Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
That's how it was with me.
Major League Yu-Gi-Oh.
Because that's what
And
we
they're just like,
did.
that's not gonna make you money. It's just like, fast forward about like 5 years.
Yeah. It felt the same way when it came, like what they told me. It's like, because the same friends, well, some of the, it was a different group of friends. We would just be, we'd bring our decks in and just have a nice, good time and just and play during like our lunch breaks and whatnot. One of the other groups I had a falling out with, and I had to hold myself back because of my family was. Otherwise, I probably would have, used the desk was easily able to be picked up. I probably would have crushed the fucker's neck with it if I wasn't holding myself back with anger.
Mm-hmm.
Because the school refused to do anything, and this was also when I had a racist principal as well. She didn't like my guts.
Everybody's had one.
True.
Oh no, let's say if it was me and another friend, it was me and another friend. We'd usually walk fast so who'd be able to get to the gym first and just have like fun just doing it. Because this was for one of our other classes.
Mm-hmm.
She would stop me and leave him alone.
Mm.
Because she was a racist black principal.
Oh.
Known for causing issues. Because she also knew what happened to me when involved in the locker room where I was assaulted because of the color of my skin. Because guess what? Racism goes in every direction. It doesn't just choose. And I was assaulted, and that's why I have knee problems with my right knee.
Jeez.
And nothing was done. Even when they had like the school officers, they did nothing.
School officers are infamous for not doing jack shit.
Well, yeah.
And you'd think, with some of the experiences I had during those years, you'd think it would turn me into what my family was, which they are racist. The answer is no, because the actions of a few doesn't represent the whole.
Mm.
And I thought for myself, I'm like, every time they said something, I'll do the opposite. And that's how I always did things, because I'm going, yeah, I don't trust you. The moment I forced myself off of that medication, as you know, when me and your mom talked about that, Marshall, like, that's when my mind started opening up to everything. Now, I already had depression issues before, even during the medication, but the fact that I could actually tell who was making it worse, like, I knew who to avoid, I knew who to keep my eye on. Because those same so-called family friends who had no problem sucking up to me, because he had a habit of passing off his pills to them, claiming he was always in pain when he wasn't. He's a fucking con artist to get pain medication. The moment I left, I had heard them throwing a whole bunch of rumors about even then how he didn't deserve I didn't deserve who I had as my wife, which is Sam, obviously, assuming that I was screwing certain women that were also family friends. I had a case during, actually this was during the first year that I'd met online for you and Sam, where
Wow.
it was attempted to sexually assault me from a family friend to benefit them. Like, it was attempted rape.
Ugh.
And it's one of those, because I didn't know anything about that at that time, going, what the hell? Of course they stopped because also on microphone with y'all at that time.
Huh?
So it probably would have benefited them if any of y'all were to actually report it. But it never crossed my mind of what it was until like
And we'll
high
talk
school
about it
years.
later on. Yeah.
It's just like that's why I hate when people make all these like make false accusations. Like I've actually experienced it. I know the mentality of it, and I've had friends who have had to deal with it.
It's why I don't like this mindset. And I know it's gonna catch me or somebody some flack by me saying this, but fuck it. Like, it's why I don't buy into the whole, just believe, just automatically believe. It's just like, why would you automatically believe somebody if they told you the sky was green? No, you think they're full of shit. Proof, please.
And that's how I feel. It's like I understand you want to believe when something happens, but it's one of those hearsay only, and just your close group of friends just agreeing with what you say, while yourselves have been guilty of said actions. It doesn't really paint you in a good light.
To me, it's one of those things which, like, it's a heinous and serious enough accusation to where, like, doubt should absolutely be cast until evidence is given.
Like, here's an example of where one with evidence was given. Ryan Haywood.
Yeah.
Where he flat out admitted it with enough shit that came out with the text messages.
Yeah.
Text messages, Discord messages, all of which he couldn't deny.
Mm-hmm.
To where he'll never be on Twitter or Twitch. He's been permanently banned from every platform.
I mean, I'm not shocked.
Yeah, there is no comeback. But I still feel like he shouldn't be the only one. I feel like there are several others who have done the same thing that just get away with it. Most of them are female.
The problem I have with it as well when it comes to females is, like, they can turn around, do the same exact thing, nobody cares.
Yeah, pretty much. If it happens to a guy, it's like, oh,
Like,
it must have been
you
pleasurable.
hear it a lot with, like,
Man
school
up.
teachers, for example.
Yeah. Oh,
It's just
hello
like,
there.
well, that's bullshit.
That's what I don't agree with. I feel like it should be a two-way street, not just a one-way.
It's like the legal system and society has this thing where, like, oh, we can't actually blame women. And it's just like, I lived with women. I was raised by women. The fuck you can't.
I mean, here's an example of favoritism, and I'm going to use Twitch as an example. You have one who is feeding vodka to her fucking cat, tossing their cat everywhere.
Fuck?
That would be Alinity, by the way.
Why?
Shut up, bitch.
Yeah.
Because she's a dumb cunt.
Yeah, a guy
No, really.
Yeah, no, she really is. But a guy who accidentally, I think it was it was a frog, I think, accidentally had dropped. The frog gets banned for a week.
Wow.
Women forcefully abuses her animal, nothing happens.
No, she has to beg to get what was a 1-day suspension?
I'm pretty sure she was on her knees, probably in front of Twitch staff. That's probably the reason why a lot of these women are getting away with it.
And here's the thing, like, it's not even one time with her. It's been like half a
Multiple?
dozen by this point.
Jesus.
Like, there are several examples, and honestly, if you go through Gundam's videos, he has discussed all of this.
How do people, like, not mass report that shit?
They have,
They do.
but nothing
It's just
happens
that,
because they're women.
Well,
Man.
this ties into partially why the word
Really?
simp is banned on Twitch. Is because a lot of the Twitch moderators, whether they want to admit it or not, they're simps. They'll do anything for their queen.
It's the same reason why. It's the same reason why
Wow.
Virgin's banned, Incel is banned, Thought is banned, because yeah.
Those are their boogeyman words. That's the boogeyman word that scares them. Because they know it's true.
I get knife murdered by looking in the mirror and saying simp 3 times. I'm gonna start my Twitch channel, and it's gonna be Simp Thump.
I feel bad because
Well, here here's the thing. Someone actually did their name that was like Incel Version 69. They put a variety that they could get away with, and they got banned a day later.
Wow.
But if it was a woman who did it, they got away. And there's actually a few experiments that were done by male streamers with like a voice changer to make it sound like they were women.
Yeah.
And doing a whole bunch of things, but as soon as it came out that they were a guy, banned.
Banned.
That's essentially what. Like, that's the reason why I said, for the most part, like Twitch had become like chatterbait. Like
this is a strict no dick zone.
And I say that because you have accurate and talented actual like female gamers who stream, who get to shaft over these thoughts, who get away with everything, just showing their tits and also messaging people their OnlyFans. Which is supposed to be a ban from Twitch, and it hasn't. They just get away with it, even though if it was a guy, they'd be banned immediately.
Like, Marshall, I'm sure you've seen some of this stuff on Twitch, right?
No.
Very little of it. I don't. I try my hardest to not pay attention to it.
It's usually YouTube that he watches more so than Twitch.
Yeah.
Like, if I was streaming on YouTube, it would be easier for him to just click on and just listen in if I was gaming. Compared to Twitch. And I had thought about it. Just stay with YouTube. And build everything up this way. Because also my VODs would stay here. They wouldn't disappear after 2 weeks. And I'd actually be able to also easily download everything and just make Let's Plays.
Well, part of why I asked is because you have women on Twitch damn near showing damn near everything. And I remember distinctly, one summer, about a couple of years ago, woman damn near shows everything on camera because she, quote unquote, forgot she had the camera on.
Yeah, I remember this.
And this guy who lives in, like, one of these southern states where, like, the heat is brutal, the heat is dry, and his air conditioner had broken down.
Uh-huh.
And he takes his shirt off to cool off. Permaband.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Like I said,
no appeal.
They're sexist.
Permaband.
What do they do about, like, fucking Tyler Wong?
What do you do? What now?
Like, like...
You lost your train of thought there, I'm assuming?
Yeah, my train of thought derailed.
Fair enough. It happens.
It's so bad that one woman basically showed her entire cooch, like, through the camera.
And just one day banned.
You could see in there. Could see in there.
And just one day banned them back. I feel, and the thing is, like, that's like I said, the standards. It's just one way. And that's why I'm saying there's so many female streamers who actually game and make an effort that sadly also get lumped in with the rest.
Yeah.
A bit of irony to it too. A bit of irony here is, we champion our queens, we stand them getting their bag, all that horse shit. And I say it's horse shit.
Yes,
and I say it for a reason. Because yet when one of these women who decide to make the jump from doing, say Chatterbait or one of these porn sites and want to just make some honest money, oh, you were a porn star. Banned
for life.
And that's the reason why that's the reason why, like, when other sites were kind of coming out, like when Mixer came out, that all these women were so mad because of the requirements to stream were very similar to YouTube's, where you couldn't do all the shit they were doing on Twitch. They were hoping to cash in on that and do the same shit until they were getting banned, which I thought was hilarious.
like they damn near lost their mind when Project Melody was getting in on Twitch,
and making more money than them.
Oops.
and that's because she actually had a personality.
Yeah, that does help. I mean, I feel like I'm slowly opening up more of a personality when I do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've heard me on occasion on some of the games.
Maybe it takes everybody like a minute to develop their style.
Well,
Yeah.
it's just that for me, it's like it takes me a bit once I start and then I get into it. I just can't turn off and on at the drop of a hat. It takes a bit, unless I have like a person with me, in which case it's easy. I still need to ask Sam if she's willing to help with the banner and picture this coming weekend, because she's off Friday through Sunday. No, she's off Thursday through Saturday. She's off Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I'm currently just looking at stuff on sale on Jinx at the same time. Well, they also have jerseys on occasion. They're usually on sale. I always get tempted, like I can, but it's like, I'm good, and I just don't do it. Like they have a few of the Overwatch varsity hoodies that are like $40 that are down from $70. One of them being Sombra, which is one of your favorite characters at the time you played.
Yeah, I mean, and I still maintain the status quo of my favorites from Overwatch. I just don't play it anymore because Blizzard, Activision.
Yeah, I know. Like
Activision is a terrible company.
And man, you want to talk about a toxic gaming community, Overwatch.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, the Overwatch community can suck my hairy nuts.
So
like let's say you want to compare the WoW community to that. WoW community is much better. That's saying something.
Like Overwatch, everything about it just like seems like gaming Chernobyl.
It was fine when it first came out, but over time it just became just pure toxicity.
Yeah, a bunch of Overwatch League wannabes, and then yeah, that's basically all it.
That's just the sad part of it. It's just no.
For me, it was literally the company's business practices that just made me just go like, you know what? This and absolutely no new events whatsoever ever. I'm done. And I never looked back.
Yeah, I can tell you this: Overwatch 2 ain't gonna happen because the one person who was in charge of Overwatch left with their business practices.
Oh no, it'll happen, but it'll be shit, and then the hardcore fans will just still stand by because it's like, it's my Overwatch, my representation. It's just like,
it better go. It better go.
It's like the only I play WoW, but I've also. They have a system where if you make enough gold, you can just buy a WoW token in the auction house and just pay for your next month. I've done that for the last 2 months. I've not paid for WoW in 2 months. In fact, I just bought a token yesterday because I had an add-on that tells me how much gold I had between the one server. I'm going, when the heck did I get this much on this character? Because it's not that hard to get gold. It's really easy. You actually just have to actually make the effort or have the right profession.
And the mixture of everything made me not want to put in any effort.
Like for me, I enjoyed it. Like I was actually shocked that I was actually invited to do something with a different guild. It was I have him on Facebook, and I've known him for the last few years. Brett, different Brett, obviously, compared to yours, Marshall.
Yeah, I knew.
And I've been friends with him since that one group, elitist group that we were a part of when they had left to play Black Desert Online at that time. I don't know what the hell they're playing now, but I don't really care. So that was from that. And just I joined. I didn't play. Yeah, I joined that guild in. I moved my mage over to that guild in Ravencrest. And I played a mage through all of Legion. I played my Alliance character through Battle for Azeroth with Sam and, at the time, Zach. But without a guild, you really couldn't do very much more. I think Sam just got tired of just dealing with idiots as a healer. So she went back to Final Fantasy 14. And then for Shadowlands, I originally I don't feel like going back because of all the issues with that, but I had an itch to just play and just raid. I'm like, well, this expansion looks like it's doing something right. It has. It's improved a lot of the issues, but it still has the same grinding nature for certain things, which is a given. It was that way even in Classic and Burning Crusade.
Yeah.
But they added a few things that just made it easier to just even just play by yourself. I will let you out soon.
I mean, this is a this is in part why I'm so attracted to, like, single player games, because there's no bullshit outside of like fandom discourse, which I can just go and say, y'all are fucking stupid, and go back to my game.
Like, the only game that you can do the without it being a difficulty lower is Final Fantasy 14 for the raids.
Fair.
It's just it will require gear checks and to know what you're doing. Now you get a clear indication of where to move so you don't fucking die. But you will most likely still fucking die. Because I played a lot of the I didn't really continue after a certain point because, again, I was working at Walmart at the time, so I couldn't really play or dedicate time. But also with me playing WoW, I not really dedicating any time to 414 if I wanted to. I could, but I'm not going to. I will let you outside once this is over. You can be patient because it's gonna rain again. You don't want to get soaked because then you're gonna rush right back into the house. Yeah, this is the patient one.
Even the patient one is getting impatient.
She knows what I'm doing. She actually does know, and she does actually listen, to be honest. Like if I'm gaming and she knows I'm doing something that has my attention fully, she waits, and then I'm like, okay, give me about 10 minutes to finish this, and then she waits right outside the door. And then once I get done, then she goes to the kitchen, snacks, gets a drink of water, then goes outside. Does it every time. And I told her, if you're just gonna snack, I'm just gonna go back into the room. Then she stops and goes to the door. She's a smart cat. Also, the newest Blythe video came out.
Oh boy.
That sounds like a you problem. Remember the cursed hermit one that I linked you?
Who's that at?
I linked that to you a while ago.
I wasn't sure if you were talking to
yeah, because
Marshall or myself.
You, because I think I attempted to. I've linked it to both of you at the same time before. I just thought you probably watched it. He probably forgot about it.
Yeah, I mean that's the brand.
Yeah, that's definitely you in a nutshell.
I sleep.
But I feel like Ray's gonna be jealous of some of these beers.
I would love to try them because, like, it's starting to get hot. There's some good shit, and yeah, that's about it. I don't really have a sales pitch here. I just want to try them because it's that time of year again.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the stuff from on there. Like they had the main cobbler, which we had to get that because it was 2 for 11. I mean, come on, that was a steal. It's an 8.2 as well.
Oof.
It was a the thing is, it's a cobbler, but they don't have. It's not listed as a sour. It's not listed as one of those.
Oops.
It says it's a fruit ale. Whew. Lactose, toasted coconut, Madagascar bourbon vanilla beans, virgin grown Virginia. I said virgin. Virginia grown peaches and Vietnamese cinnamon.
Good job.
It's a Belgian triple.
Ooh.
That's the one we both got.
Mm.
I thought about getting this one, but I'm not going to, and that was the margarita sour
Mm.
from Olifant Brewing. Because they said, oh, you can drink this. You can also add some tequila to it if you want to make a full blown strong margarita. The tiramisu did sell out very quickly.
I would love to try the tiramisu along with the blueberry and other flavored ones.
Oh, that blueberry was fucking amazing yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hell yeah.
That was a top 5. I still feel that way.
Heaven.
Yeah.
I'm surprised this is still in stock, by the way. The peanut butter and grape mead, it's still in stock.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised about that.
I figured that would have been out of stock a while ago because
right.
I waited a few days before I added it when you said you did.
Mm-hmm.
Then no, I don't think I added that one, but I have so much in here I don't really care if I miss something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that True Penny Pilsner is still here too, but people don't really go for Pilsners too much.
No, not usually. Not during this time of year. Sometimes in the summer, some of them will sell. But
yeah, I have that Foamer's Lime. That's gonna be great. That was 2 for 6.
Yeah, bro.
Because when that comes in, we're gonna have a Pilsner a video for all that. And you still need to go to Jersey Mike's eventually.
I do.
I'm not hyping it as the best thing ever, but it's really the closest you're gonna get to something from Jersey that's sub-related.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because Ray can vouch how good that place is.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things I have a craving for because, like, again, we're on the coattails of summer, and there are certain food and drink cravings that I have this time of year.
I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just reading a few things as we're doing this too. I multitask with my 2 monitors.
Show off.
Well, you can't say you're not gonna be doing the same thing once you eventually get yours.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
I am currently happy with what I got because it's a lot more powerful than I expected.
Because if I'm gaming,
Mm-hmm.
I can use a second monitor for watching anime as I'm gaming.
My God. Are you actually watching anime if you're doing that though?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm usually paying attention to the anime more so than I am trying not to be killed in the game.
Fair.
And it actually did get me killed one time in Destiny.
Oops.
So. I mean, if I had that kind of setup, I'd be doing the same thing if I was playing a game, let's say, a visual novel.
A visual novel. Oh.
If I'm playing that needs my attention, like Dead Rising, fuck it. I'm focusing on Dead Rising.
But I also feel like when I was at the store, I don't think a lot of people liked the shirt that said "Join Dark Order," because there's not very many wrestling fans. I think the only wrestling fan that's actually there's only two. Kevin on occasion does watch wrestling with his son, who does know about wrestling anyway. The other one is it was someone who's been a friend even before I worked at Walmart, who's always been good. He watches my content on occasion on YouTube. He's actually watched my beer reviews because he told Sam because that when I was trying that French toast Temptress, which I still have 2 in the fridge.
What do you have in the fridge?
The French toast Temptress from Lakewood.
Oh, I thought you said Tetris. I'm like, when did you get that G Fuel?
No, the Temptress, the French toast, because it tastes exactly like French toast. It is amazing.
See, that has me curious enough that I would want to try that.
It's so good.
Lakewood, because I've been to Lakewood. Their setup is good and it's amazing.
One of Dallas's best.
Because there's a few occasions. Again, I wasn't with you obviously when I was at LBK, but having a knowledge of beer and stuff that I did, and the fact I knew about them through Richie. I already knew what I was going to start with, which Sam started with the same thing, which was the Unemployed Astronaut, which was that hard lemonade. It tasted like a fucking screwdriver. It was amazing. It's like I could fuck with more of those if I didn't want to choose other things to try. I would have gotten more.
Like, if I had buckets of money, I'd just be like, please send shit to me. I'm thirsty.
Well, I would probably just use the 2 sites that I at least have access to for that send out, like Meridian Hive that ships out to California.
Oh yeah, I know. Because for some of the other stuff, you'd have to just pack up individually, discreetly in a box.
No, you know I can't do that, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm thinking of a different place.
Yeah.
One of my friends did that from Connecticut to like it was one of the Carolinas.
Probably north and not south.
That would make sense. Basically, it was a friend's 21st birthday last year, and they're just like, well, since nobody can hang with each other right now, how about I just send you like this fucking fat case of beer on me? And he's just like, okay.
Yeah, because Meridian Hive is amazing.
I'm not sure if it was Meridian Hive that he went with, but I know it was one of the gourmet beers.
I'm talking about when you were the meat that you've had besides Breaking Brew.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I thought we were still on the topic of my friend who sent stuff to North Carolina.
No, there is a few sites that, and the thing is, you have to go through a lot of shit to be able to send stuff out. Usually, if you have like a contract like with Grunfeld is through FedEx to be able to do this, usually you can, and I'm pretty sure it's the same way from Meridian Hive. It's usually been FedEx. As for obviously for Devore, they use Hackbarth. At least for Texas, it's Hackbarth. It could be other for different thing in other states. It could be other private deliveries, but usually it's Hackbarth that have these facilities everywhere, and that's how we're able to get stuff from Devore. Now, there's obviously if it's from state owned, like some of the stuff in your state, it can be shipped from the other one part of the state to the next. I think I found that on a cider, actually. Yeah, some over 21, obviously. I thought it was this. There was definitely one spot I looked at. That was the last time we talked about it a couple weeks ago. That there was a few spots in California for breweries that could be shipped to you.
Which is nice.
And not to mention, you have a microbrewery in Stockton that's like a half a mile.
Yeah, it's a really close walk, and it's funny that I've walked by it several times throughout my lifetime, and I never stopped thinking it was the fucking building that had Bret Hart spray painted on it.
No.
At least you'll know now.
Yeah, I mean it's really easy to recognize. Like I've shown you the design; it's really easy to figure out which building it is.
Oh, also I looked on Google, so
True.
so we've essentially hit overall 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yay!
So we'll start.
I want to go take another nap.
Good lord.
I'm sleepy, man.
I know the feeling overall. But I'll probably go for some food instead.
Yeah, me too. I mean, the roast is gonna be ready soon.
Yeah. So most likely, because we didn't get any viewers for this, so it's gonna be the VOD that people will watch, because the VOD will stay up.
That's fine. And plus, I mean,
also I don't have anything that
have
can be
Raven.
copyright claimed because I don't have music playing.
Yeah, and I mean we didn't have Raven.
No, we didn't. We
also
had, I need to catch up on anime. I still haven't. I didn't even watch Nagatoro this week. That's how far behind I am.
Like, you should just like munch down on some dinner and just watch some anime then.
I was I forgot what I was going to do. It was while we're late until I realized it was time after the rated battleground was over.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to do on that. I know I'm guaranteed gear at least when it comes to Tuesday. Reset on the game is always Tuesday, and next month is supposed to be 9.1 for the new raid. We're not raiding in our guild until then. Our raid leader has health issues with his arm as well. He has, I think it was tendonitis. He said usually his arm's on fire. Because aside from the couple days that mostly signs in for this, he's usually on WoW Classic.
Makes sense.
Because he's one of the I think there's only 30 or 50 at most in Classic that have a Tish, which was the staff from Naxxramas, and he's one of the ones who has it. So he's gonna be pretty Atiesh. That's that. So he's gonna be active on that. I think he has to be, since all the effort went to getting it.
Fair. That's fair.
Who messaged and... Okay, that was you.
Yeah, like, literally what I do with some of these podcasts, unless we have, like, like a whole round table talking, is I turn some, like, BGM to make it a lot less quiet in my room, even though it's just in my ears.
I was gonna come up with a joke, but my mind went blank. But yeah, pretty much just wind down. Again, you're still recovering. We talked about quite a bit overall. Hoping we at least get something caught up to at least talk about some of the anime for next week.
Yeah, I mean, I still think it's
mostly
kind of ironic.
Cat. That was the cat that just meowed.
I just think it's a little ironic that, and funny that, considering how out of it I've been health-wise, it's just, I'm the one that's Ow.
Well, I've been out of
Still
it
caught up
as
with
well.
Huh?
I was out of it as well for the last couple days. And then between
True.
that, then the chores I was doing at home, then the cooking, and then Wednesday's WoW stream after dealing with some of the stuff at home. I've been quite busy.
Makes sense.
And also trying to record content, which has not worked in my favor.
Fair. I mean, I've just been basically playing like the Mehoso event for Fate Grand Order because I mean it's mostly story with maybe like 2 or 3 fights peppered in, and it's a free Holy Grail. So it's like the most brain dead kind of event you can do. It perfect for when I'm sick.
Right. But
And aside from that, it's just I've been watching anime. I've been dodging RE8 spoilers.
yeah, and I haven't said anything, and I know about the whole thing.
And I greatly appreciate because, like, the only impressions I have are from the fucking trailers that have been played through time, and the only thing I can hazard a guess is, apart from me liking Ethan from the first game, well, technically not the first game, the 7th game, is I think I'm gonna like Heisenberg, and I think I'm gonna like the Duke. I don't know why. It's just a feeling I get.
But yeah, for those who watch the VOD, it's definitely like it's been an interesting topic of things to talk about. A lot of it is true. In fact, I'm pretty sure all of it's true. With the fact we have evidence on our side for everything, but
Yeah. Plus, I mean, we really can't fake being a person down because I mean,
yeah,
well,
because I figured she would have had an interesting opinion if she was here for that.
Oh yeah, and not to mention the fact that we've permanently lost a person because they're
A bitch.
well, a narcissistic asshole. Hi again, if you're listening, by the way.
Okay, Kat, I'll get the hot sauce out of the box you want to sleep in. So later, folks. I've been Zara. That's been the napping late burrito.
Shut up.
It's true.
Today it was spaghetti.
Napping late burrito. And the very sickly gnome.
The sickly Mexican gnome.
I'm usually a lot more spirited, but it took the wind out of my sails. I usually get sick once, twice a year, and it kicks the shit out of me in payment for not getting sick multiple times.
I would say you get sick. You get sick more times than I do.
Well, last year was a little different because it's just like there was just so much stress going on. Like, I mean, yes, it's still stressful times, but like it's like, oh, woohoo! Year 1 of pandemic. Yippee! I know how to deal with this shit.
So
Same shit, different day.
All right.
later, folks. We are out.